Hello?
Hello, is that Sarah? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? Is that Sarah?
Hello, speaking, hi.
Hi, this is Lee. Sorry, this is Lee from Heartfm. How are you doing?
Hi, fine, thank you. Yes, very well. Are you able to hear me okay? Because you're cutting up a little bit.
I can hear you fine at the moment, yes. Let me see if I
Okay,
can
I will make sure I
put
say
a bit
this.
more volume into my voice. How's that? Is that any better?
That's great. No, not to worry. That's fine. That's great. Thanks for calling. Good to hear from you.
It's okay. Are you okay to do an interview at the moment?
I am, yes.
Right. We're talking about the band The Floe, and Sarah is on the line. Sarah, can you tell us just a little bit about the band and how you came to meet up with David? Because David Booth, as I understand it, is the guitarist and the other songwriter in the band.
Yeah, we're a four-piece band. We're currently working in Essex in the UK. Dave and I met. I started to write my own music, but I don't play any instrument, which is strange. So I needed to find somebody who could play with me. So through a mutual friend, I introduced Dave, who was a solo artist in his own right. And we started to work together, firstly as a sort of duo, and then from there we've had the other band members come on board to create what is now called The Floe.
Right. Now, I understand that you actually tracked him down at a gig and sort of presented him with some of your material and said, "Oi," is that right?
Yeah, it sounds very out of character, actually. But yes, one of his friends said, "Look, he's playing a gig in town, and I'll introduce you first." What I didn't know at the time is that it was actually the launch of his solo career, for all intents and purposes. It was a massive album launch for him. And yes, I presented him with my demo CD, which in hindsight probably looks very cocky of me, but it seemed to do the job. And, you know, sort of 10 years on, we're still working together successfully. So yeah, maybe I should take the bull by the horns more in the future.
So you got together with David, and then you recruited a drummer?
We did, yeah. We met Simon Edgoose. He was a drummer in a house band. We played a showcase in London, and they sort of supplied a backing band for you. And Simon was one of the members of that, and he said, when we'd finished our set, he said, "Look, I really love what you're doing, and I'd love to come on board." So, and the final member of the band has come on in a similar way. We knew her from the local music scene. And just really respected her talent from afar, and then she just came to play. So we've never really auditioned anyone as such. People have come to us, which has been fantastic, and hopefully that's why we're so strong and so close as a band, because people have come along at the right time, with the right sort of attitude. Yeah.
It must be incredible not to have to do auditions, because they're an absolute nightmare, aren't they?
Well, yes, and it's not very us either. You know, we're not a very rock and roll band. We're very laid back, and we take it all very seriously in a business-like way. I think you have to when you're releasing things that, you know, we own our own record label, Dave and I, and Nettle Records, which is where we release all our music through. And then, yeah, we're not sort of bands that just sort of go and hire a village hall and stream people through. It was really important that people fitted in, you know, into the thing, the group. So it's worked well for us so far.
Now, the lineup of the band includes, as you say, multi-instrumentalist now, Liz Townsend. She also does vocals, doesn't she?
Yeah, well, again, she was a perfectly capable singer-songwriter and solo artist of her own right when we met her, and she even supported us a number of times. And we just knew how brilliant she was. We knew that we really wanted to play on the harmonies that we do. Dave and I did them already, but we knew that there were some things crying out for a third voice and a third part harmony. Liz plays beautiful piano. She's a cellist. She plays other instruments as well. She's a bass player in a previous band. So we're just aware of how talented she was. So when she started just to sort of play for us almost as a session musician at first, but again, you know, she's just become part of the band. We can't imagine it without her now. So we've been really lucky. Everybody that's in the band is good enough to be, you know, a solo artist, I'd hope. So the combination of those things is really powerful.
And then, of course, with Simon, he does a lot of the studio work. Is that right as well?
Yeah, Simon's really into producing and into his producers. He loves people like Trevor Horn and Quincy Jones, who are really well-respected producers. So he's offered us a lot of the sort of technology side of things, using samples and using other sort of synthesizers and technology. We work from a Mac computer in a system called Pro Logic, which is quite popular now. So Simon's really, really helped us with that sort of thing. He's a bit of a tech geek. So he offers us more than just sort of hitting things, yeah.
So you got the 4 members of the band. What did you do then? Was it then out on the road, or did you start recording straight away?
Well, Dave and I, the sort of founding members, have been gigging through our whole time together. Started off in small pubs and small showcase type venues. And then as each member's come on, we have been continuing to play live all the time. But the album that's out, it's out on Monday actually, on the 15th of March, is something that we've created ourselves in our studio here in Essex, in England. And they were all new songs. We've gigged for a number of years, but these are brand new songs, brand new band name and brand new packaging. Everything that we did was sort of starting from scratch again, really. So it's very fresh, and I'm so excited to get it out there now.
I must admit, the name of the studio conjures up some wonderful images. Pigpen Studios.
And it literally is a pig pen. Well, it's a converted pig pen, let's say. There's no live pigs living in there anymore. But yes, it's in the rural sort of Essex countryside down in the southeast, and it's on a farm that's owned by Dave's in-laws, and we've converted a pig pen. It's a beautiful, beautiful space, and we're so lucky. We can rehearse there, we can record there, we can have meetings there, and we feel very lucky to have such a great place, like a real, hub of the Floe and what we are and what we do.
What a fantastic idea. I love that. But unfortunately, right in the middle of you, or just at the beginning of you starting to record, you had a bit of a sort of family disaster, didn't you, really? With your boyfriend?
Well, Paul, my boyfriend, is diagnosed with a kidney disease quite some time ago, about 4 or 5 years ago now, and it deteriorated slowly at first, and we were able to manage it with just medication. But yes, in sort of 2007, 2008, he needed a kidney transplant, and I was very lucky to be able to offer him one of my kidneys. So I donated a kidney to Paul in November 2008.
I bet that was a bit of
massive, obviously.
I bet that was a bit of a traumatic and obviously a very life-changing experience, wasn't it?
Absolutely, and it's the sort of thing that from a distance seems very dramatic and incredible, and I get some lovely remarks from people about how brave I was and things. But to be honest, when you're in that situation, I felt so lucky to be able to offer a solution for him when you're seeing someone that you love suffer like that. I felt incredibly lucky to be able to offer that. So yes, it was a really incredible year. Highs and desperate lows as well. But I think as a songwriter, it gave me some real fertile territory for writing music. That's for sure.
Did you find that through an experience like that, it actually affected the band? Because obviously you were away from the band for some time and also unable to perform. So did you find it had any impact on the band themselves?
Well, everybody in the band is incredibly supportive. They saw Paul and me go through his illness and subsequent sort of dialysis and the operation, and they were supportive all along. In all honesty, I did very well. I personally only needed to miss maybe a fortnight of performances, but because we could see it coming, we were able to just stop gigging. Literally, I think maybe a month maximum I stopped performing for. And I remember I was back performing again, even still with, bandaging and stitching on my stomach. So it didn't put me down for long, that's for sure.
Good. And how's Paul now? Is he well?
He is well. Yeah, we're hoping he is. He's having regular checkups at his hospital in London. They're getting less frequent now as they feel more confident that his body's accepted the kidney. He goes snowboarding this weekend, so he's obviously feeling relatively fit and healthy.
Great. That's what you need, a bit of snowboarding, don't you? Now,